नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिहिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़ाऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली व क़ुल रब्बि ज़िदनी इल्मन। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्लि अला सय्यदिना मुहम्मद व अला आलिहि व अस्हाबिहि व बारिक वसल्लम। Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the greatest benefactor of humanity. Verily, you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, are at the exalted standard of character. Wa innaka la ala khulqin azim. Wa ma arsalnaka illa rahmatul lil alamin. No doubt he is a mercy for mankind. Lesson number 63, book sealed Nectar, written by Saifur Rahman al-Mubarak Puri. The guy really did the nice job with the book, and he gave many maps, and he really gave very good description of all the events. And this is the Urdu version. This is not the Urdu version of this book, but this is another book on the Hira. So in the last video we did we discussed all the periods, the Makkan period and the Madni time period Prophet Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam spent. So today we are going to talk about the cave of Hira. And the cave is very interesting because the time we are passing right now, there is a very the cave is very important in this time. Why? Because right now, according to Prophet Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, authentic narrations, this is the pre-Dajjalic time period or pre-Antichrist time period. And after this, Antichrist is gonna come. And Antichrist is going to claim himself first as Jesus Christ, and then he will claim himself as God. And there will be many people worldwide who will lose the faith just by believing on that Antichrist. And Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, authentic narration, he said that you need to find a cave for yourself in that time period, and you need to just feed yourself with the rosary of Subhanallahi wa bihamdihi and Subhanallahil Azim. That will be the food for the creation at that time, because of hunger and whatever will be going on. And the cave, why he went to the cave of Hira, and what does cave signifies? Can it be a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his holy book, the Quran, uses words ayat many times. And when he uses this word ayat, bayanat or ayat, it means that he is giving you a clue. It's just like if you imagine the kids who play with the Easter eggs, and you hide those eggs, and the kids, they go in the yard, and then you just show them some signs, and then they find the hidey spots and they find those eggs. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives those clues. There is always some kind of information when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you a clue. So cave is a clue. Cave is a clue, and cave is a sign of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It might be an exit to other universes. It might be. It might be an exit to the unseen world. We never know. Because this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, that think, and he uses the word tadabbur and tafakkur. Tadabbur and tafakkur is deep, think deep, go into the deeper analysis, go into the grammar, go into the root words, and find what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking you to dig. So this cave is 2 miles from Makkah, and it's 4 arm length long, and it's 1.75 arm length its width. So why this geometry is important? Because of the dimensions, and because when we talk about the time, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he speaks about the cave, he speaks about the time. There are many interventions that have been done in that time, and in the time, future time and the past time. It looks like that the time, we know that from the concept of time, that it's a relative thing and it has dimensions. And whenever we talk about the dimensions, we talk about the math, and we talk about the physics, and we talk about the geometry. So this is the length and this is the width of the, it might have some sign, whoever is a deep thinker can get that information and can think about it. And Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he spent long hours of seclusion, and he stayed there and he did a lot of meditation and contemplation. And actually, this all was a preparation to build his temperament. And now the science proves that long hours of seclusion, long prolonged silence, actually gives you psychological endurance, and actually prepares you for a greater stress or a heavy burden in your life, and it works with the chemistry of your emotional brain, which is called amygdala and hippocampus. And it works with those, and somehow it plays with the neurotransmitters, and that's how your emotional brain stability gets changed, and you build the temperament. And sometimes we say that person has a great temperament. So that person chemistry is totally different from the person who is loose temper. So that might be the secret behind a great temperament person, the meditation and contemplation and seclusion. Sometimes we in our life, though we don't see these people quite often now, and we see very psychologically and emotionally, spiritually very weak people. Especially today, I was doing an article upon the suicide, and the suicide risk is increasing day by day, and most of the young people, they are committing suicide. And this is not the problem in just one part of the world. This is a problem that exists globally all over the world. And I went little deep in that suicide reasons and factors, and what I explore is it's when you fight with a desire, and you become psychologically you became very weak and you get a defeat from from your inner self. So when your inner self is defeated, then psychologically you become weak, and then you attempt to end your life, and you go into a distress and hopeless situation. And plus, there are other factors like, and in this country, in United States of America, losing a job or having no relationship is a big psychological pain, and it's a big stress that is leading many young people to commit suicide. And so here we are learning that meditation and contemplation is building the temperament. See, we are getting a very nice and very effective treatment to build the emotion, to treat the emotional instability, which might be a cause for so many deaths. And then Prophet Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he was a little worried or restless. But why? He was looking into the society, and he was seeing all the moral evils that existed at that time, and idolatry. So all the moral evils and idolatry, they were the reason for him to go in a distress. And these can be, it can be reason for any person, any sensitive person who wants a good change. It can be the reason for a distress. And if you're not going in a distress after seeing so much moral evils and idolatry, it means really you are at a very bottom level of your nafs, where when you see the evil and you don't even feel a little pinch of pain in your heart that something is wrong, you should do something. So the seclusion and reflective approach, his seclusion for long period of time, like almost 3 years, and the reflective approach, they were having a divine perspective, and he got prepared for a grave responsibility. And in the last video we did that he finished his job in 23 years. And if you see in 23 years, if he can do that job, it means he was prepared for good 40 years of life for that job. So why can't we can deal with this today's global, why can't we bring the global change? After studying his biography, and after going deep how he did the things, so he got a privacy for 3 years, and he was really separated from impurities. I remember in one of the video we did that he was a very shameful person, and he was always away from a lot of the music parties, and always away from the wine, and always away from the things which you temporarily you enjoy, and then you lose all the happiness after. For example, like these days people do cocaine, people are heroin addicts, cocaine addicts, alcohol drinkers. So they give you a temporary happiness, and then you go back into the same depression. And the second time when the relapse happens, it's worse than the first time. And then you increase the dose of the drug, and then when you increase the dose of the drug, you become dependent on the drug, and then that's called addiction. So he just separated himself from those impurities, and those he became very pure. And I always say Allah is very pure. I always say for Allah that Allah is very pure, and when you want to meet with the pure, you have to be pure. Because this is the rule of the solubility, that like dissolve the like. So if you are not pure, you cannot meet Allah in a pure way. There will be some impurity. So better, intend to meet Him first clean yourself. And this is the rule, that you clean first and then you adore second. So clean before you adore. So that's how he did. He got a privacy for 3 years. He separated himself from impurities. He met all the prerequisites, and then he met Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in that cave of Hira, and after so much seclusion and contemplation. What Allah offered back? Allah offered him a great trust. The burden of revelation. Allah offered this burden to mountains. They refused. Allah offered it to the earth. Earth refused. Allah offered it to other creation. All the creation refused. Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam took it. Man took this burden of revelation. So Allah offered a great trust. And then He changed the face of the earth. Today, if we, after 1400 years of His departure, if we are suffering, and we are coming back to that idolatry, and we are coming back to that moral evils and pre-Islamic Arabian society, if we are ending up with the same thing, what mess He cleaned, it means, what does it mean? It means we forgot Him. It means we forgot His teachings. It means that He is just not followed the way He should be followed. It means even the Muslims you are seeing right now, they are just following His dress code. But His beautiful inner character, His everlasting beautiful character, is not followed by the Ummah. And that can make you a role model. So we need to really revive His Sunnah. We need to really revive His teachings. And there is so much wellness. There is so much cure in just very simple practices He was doing in His life. And there's so much goodness. He became the greatest good. And I don't know how long I will live. I do not know how many people will listen to this video. I do not know where my voice will go. But I am sure that one day people will know that He is really the greatest good for greatest number of people. So in this video, we learned great lessons. So what great lessons? I'm just bringing this close so you can take a picture for your memory. I just tried to make a mind map. So what lessons we learned? We learned the lessons that meditation and contemplation. Contemplation is tafakkar, deep thought. Meditation and contemplation, it gives you psychological endurance. And psychological endurance is a great power. A psychologically strong person never ends his or her life by suicide. No matter how much stress comes in his life, no matter how much pain comes in his life, he or she just have a very different perspective, different angle to perceive the pain and to perceive the suffering. And a person with a great psychological endurance takes the pain as a window where the divine light can seep in, can be absorbed. And that person takes the stressful event as an opportunity. It takes an opportunity to build that endurance more, and to take the seclusion and to show the reflective approach and makes the divine perspective. So here I'm going to end this video. These are the beautiful 99 names of my Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my glorious Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the 99 names, and this board is for his Habib Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm trying my best to teach you each and every single aspect of his character. There is so much to learn about his personality and his life, that even all of us, if we try, I'm sure just by trying and by trial and error, it will heal ourselves, it will heal us. But there will be still a lot, there will be hidden, because Allah said that I showed Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam only 30%. 70% of him is still in unseen world. So I'm ending this video here with this great lesson of psychological endurance built by a long hours of seclusion, meditation, contemplation, and long silence, and separation from impurities to meet with the most pure, most glorious Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We'll see you next time with video number 64. We will talk more about the revelation, and this was all about the cave and his meditation. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayhi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.